Shettima, elimination method, eliminate x and solve for y.
In substitution, x replaces y.
Hi, Shettima Tutors. Today we'll be talking about simultaneous equations but in word problems. Here the questions go thus. While being chased by some villains in a helicopter, Batman scans space for safety as he rides from Kaduna to Zaria through a distance of 48 kilometers in 45 minutes. Distance 48 kilometers times 45 minutes through a distance of 48 kilometers in 45 minutes. If he drives at 72 kilometers per hour where the surface is good and 48 kilometers per hour where it is bad, find the number of kilometers or distance of good surface. I repeat, if he drives at 72 kilometers per hour where the surface is good and 48 kilometers per hour where it is bad, find the number of kilometers or distance of good surface. So this is telling us that in the kilometers, the distance traveled totally. 48 kilometers, one path is smooth, the remaining path is rough. So you can imagine the speed he will get here will be more than the speed applied here because of the rough road. So that's what the question is saying. Then the question also says that to cover this 48 kilometer distance, you need 45 minutes to cover 48 kilometer distance. He used 45 minutes. But one interesting fact is that for the smooth part, since he rides faster, he rides at rates of 72 kilometers per hour, and then at the rough part, he rides at 48 kilometers per hour. That means that the speed varies. 72 kilometers per hour, 48 kilometers per hour, two different speeds. Note that 45 minutes has to convert it to hours. It has to be converted to hours because you're dealing with hours. So the unit, the basic unit for measurement when it comes to calculating this, we use hour, right? So we'll change 45 minutes to hours. Now I'm changing from a smaller value, which is minute, to a greater value. You what? You divide. SGD. Whenever you're changing from a smaller value to a greater value, you divide. On the other hand, whenever you're changing from a greater value to a smaller value, you multiply. GSM. Whenever you're changing from a greater value to a smaller value, you multiply. But whenever you're changing from a smaller value to a greater value,
smaller to greater value, divide.
From greater to smaller you multiply.
Smaller to greater value, divide.
From greater to smaller you multiply.
we're changing from minute to hour. So we're going to divide by 60. 45 divided by 60, what does it give us? We got 3 here. We got 4 here. Because 15 goes in 45 3 times and 15 goes in 60 4 times. You got 3 over 4 hours. You can make it into decimal. So 3 over 4 hours give us 0.75 hours. 0.75 hours. So yeah, we know the speed for the smooth part, the speed he took in the smooth part of the road, and then the speed on the rough part of the road. What we do not know is the distance for the smooth part. How much distance did he cover? We don't know. We only know that the total distance is 48 kilometers. But for the smooth part, which stopped at this point, we do not know. This is the rough part. We don't know the distance for here. We don't know the distance for here. We only know the total distance. So the distance for the smooth part, let's say it's x. Distance for smooth part is x. Of course, distance for rough part is going to be the whole of 48, take away x, 48 minus x. So 48 minus x. Now that is for distance. What about for time? For time, the total time taken for this distance of 48 kilometers, for 45 minutes. For 45 minutes, which we converted to 0.75 hours, for the total distance of kilometers, but we need to find out, since we've broken the distance into the smooth and the rough, the time also has to be for the smooth part and the rough part. So let's say the time taken for the smooth, the total distance, the time taken for the total distance is 0.5 hours. So let's say the time taken for the smooth part is T hours. We don't know it, T hours. That's for the smooth part here to here. And then for the rough part, it's going to be 0.75, take away this T. Because total of the time is 0.75 hours, which was 45 minutes. 0.75 hours from here to here. But we want to break it on the smooth part. Since we have T hours at the smooth part stopping here, the total is 0.75 hours. The remaining part is going to be 0.75 take away T. This leads us to the relationship. Speed equals to distance all over time. Speed equals to distance all over time, because distance is speed times time.
Shettima Tutors. Speed is distance divided by time.
Time is distance divided by speed.
Distance is speed times time.
Time is distance divided by speed.
Distance is speed times time. Shettima Tutors. Speed is distance divided by time. Shettima Tutors. Speed is distance divided by time.
Yeah, a vast trick to mention this formula or to commit this formula into memory is DSTV. DST reverse V. DSTV. DSTV. Distance is speed times time. Distance is speed times time. Time is distance over speed. Time is distance over speed, and speed is distance all over time. And that's exactly what we're using. Speed is equals to distance all over time.
Shettima Tutors. Speed is distance divided by time.
So for the good surface or the smooth surface, speed is x. Okay, speed from here is x. So good surface, speed, which is 72. The speed is 72. On the good or smooth surface, the speed is 72 kilometers per hour. So that's why I have my 72. So speed, which is s here, equals to distance. And we are told that the distance on the smooth surface is x. So I have my x here all over time. As we all know, the time on the good surface is t. So this is the first equation. This is where we get our first equation. Because x will now be, which is distance, will now be 72 times t, which is 72t, equation 1. Then we move over to the rough part. For the rough part, the speed on the rough part, you see it varies. It's no longer 72, it changes to 48. So speed 48 equals to distance all over time. Of course, the distance is going to be 48 minus x, because for the smooth part, the distance is x. For the rough part, it's going to be 48 minus x, while the time, as we have here, for the rough part is 0.75 minus t, because for the smooth part, the time, we assume is t, then for the rough part is 0.75 take away t. To get our equation, you have to do 0.75 take away t. Yeah, you have to cross multiply 48 times 0.75 take away t equals to 48 minus x. When you multiply these, this is what you get. Exactly, because 48 times 0.75 gives us 36. And 48t equals 48 minus x. What next do we want to do? This is our equation 2. Now we need to substitute equation 1 in 2. Since x equals to 72t, I'm going to put 72t in place of x. I'm going to write everything and put 72t in the place of x.
In substitution, x replaces y. In substitution, x replaces y.
Since this is what I'm getting, then I'll collect like terms. That means that 36 is going to move all over equality to move to 48. It becomes 48 minus 36. Then this minus 72 is going to go here to become plus 72. Having done that, you get this, so minus 48t plus 72t equals to 48 minus 36. Minus 48t plus 72 gives us 24t, while 48 minus 36 gives us 12. Dividing, since we have 24t equals 12, dividing both sides by 24 because we want t to stand alone. Dividing both sides by 24, t gives us, cancel. This is 1 here, 2 here, 12 here, 1, that's 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 or 0.5 hours. Exactly from equation 1, s equals to 72t, and then s equals to substituting t in the place of 0.5, you got 72 times 0.5, and this gives us 36 kilometers. So our distance moved on the smooth road is 36 kilometers using our simultaneous equation. So this is clear that for this distance, over this distance of x, which we did not know earlier, it's been revealed that for the smooth distance, he traveled 36 kilometers. And of course, for the rough distance, it's going to be 48 minus 36. The question asks us for smooth, which is 36. To get the rough, just do 48 minus 36. And of course, you know, that gives us 12 kilometers. Let's just write it even though we're not being told. So for the rough, we have 12 kilometers, 12. So that's it. Check carefully and catch you at the top.